Hello, good morning. Buntag kalimutan na ninyo mga higalan ako no, mga follow subscriber din sa atong social media.
Good morning everybody. Good morning. Ayan, nakarating na po kami sa Port Lincoln, di ba? Ang ganda ng lugar nila. May kuan pa rin na gapoy buwan. Good morning ganinyo. Welcome dito sa ating vlog, no? Ayan. Da 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 da. Ayan mga guys, super ganda ng sunrise, no? Kaninang umaga dito sa Port Lincoln, no? Parang sunset pa, pero sunrise po yan, no? Hindi po yan sunset, no? Super ganda, di ba? At talagang hindi mo mai-explain ng ang ano ng kalikasan, no? So, napakaganda at sana ay magustuhan niyo ang video ito at makasama ko kayo sa aking vlog, no? Para na rin kayo na kasama ko rito sa aking pag-holiday. Sunrise at Port Lincoln. Ayan, baba na kami guys dahil papunta na kami sa aming rugged Discovery Coastal Tour. Ayan, sasakay kami ng bus, no? Dito kami dumaong sa Port Lincoln, no? Yan yung kanilang silo at yung green ay tinatawag dyan is conveyor, green conveyor. So, dyan lalabas yung mga product na ikarga sa barko. Kaya dito kami huminto. Yan po yung aming sasakyan, Australia wide. At ang kapangalan ng driver ay kapangalan ni Mr. si Peter din. Ayan, sabi niya, welcome. Alright, so let's go. Sasakay na tayo mga igala, no? Ayan, nag-video-video kami ni Mr., no? Parang ayaw nung lalaki na kasi mangot pa. Ayan, ayan, ganda ng kanilang bus. May ano pa yun yung aming sinakyan, di ba? Ang laki. Ang ganda ng rice talaga.
Middle of the pier here is a conveyor belt system for moving the grain to make the silos on the shore. Those silos hold wheat, barley, oats, canola, lupins, lentils, chickpeas, quite a large range of crops. And of course it's exported to other places in Australia.
That's birds.
In South Australia and Australia. Right here, a few tuna boats.
Tuna boats. You can
first one there, I think it's either in care or maintenance or up for sale or something, not quite sure. The Lucina one. The name Lucan might mean something to some of you. Dean Lucan, the weightlifter. He won the gold medal. That belongs to his family fishery, but of course Dean and his younger brother David, I don't think have any physical involvement. Maybe not even any financial involvement. This one here, Mackaybe, DJ. Mackaybe might mean something to you. A statue of. Just in standby there. They're what moves all the grain now from the regional silos into Port Lincoln here. You will see the remnants of railway yards and it was deemed unsafe. To run the trains on it. It's only a narrow gauge line and the trains are unable to decided to shut it down. And as a result they estimate probably road train movements across Eyre Peninsula. A little bit of history about Port Lincoln. Was known by Matthew Flinders, young English sailor who was put in charge about 25 and at that stage he'd already spent 10 years to the investigator vessel to come out on what they Captain Cook, 1800. A location of Boston in his home county of Lincolnshire in England, and of course he named the port or the location Port Lincoln after his hometown of Lincoln in Lincolnshire. It looked like a big glass of champagne. And Bodan and Flinders actually met each other. They exchanged a lot of information. So subsequently along the south coast of Australia. Fertiliser plant now just used as a storage and distribution centre. All our fertilisers come in by ship, mainly from China. But yeah, in what they call mixed farming with a few stock, sheep and cattle. But now a lot of them are done away with, particularly sheep. Handle through here when we get back to winter. They grow the fish out to a nice buildings up on the right hand side there, the red brick buildings. When about 80% of the fish that was caught, now it's the other way around. So it is what they call the Mediterranean climate. So I'll just show a quick stuff here. All this lumpy stuff you can see on the shore of the water. They still bloom here in Sleaford Mere, okay? But yeah, those little lumps there are essentially fossil records of stromatolites.
Beautiful blue sky.
Cattle there on the left hand. Stop. Just be the darker spots, believe me, are not the seals. So the long nose first. Clouds. All out there is a spray.
Way good.
Grace
Oh, spray back.
Right here in the coastline, known as Moonlight Bay.
Moonlight Bay.
Depending on what the weather is, they'll use the supply the rockets or build the rockets or anything. They just supply the use in communications and work. So they've had three are still sitting there on the launch pad by the French sailor Nicholas Baudin.
Cape Carno. Cape Carno. I like all that native thing. That it's like a succulent. We go on the you go on the grassy side. So it doesn't. Because yeah, go on that side. Because if you go here, not so well.
Happy on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
And again, you're saying, you know, the poorer economies are the ones that have the big families and they can't
Yeah.
afford it. You know?
Yeah.
They kept barefoot and pregnant. I mean,
if you look on the ships,
Yeah.
the Filipino,
oh, yeah, yeah.
lots of Filipino
Yeah.
ships, staff, mariners.
Be careful, darling. Huh? Yeah, I wanna go there. I'm scared of height. It's my weakness. The height.
Darling, please stay behind the fence. It worries me.
No, I'm just here.
Don't go any further.
I'm not going there. I'm scared of height, darling.
Because the edge is crumbly.
Yeah, you. Oh,
Gives
that's
way. Yeah, the edge can give way.
yeah.
Okay?
Would you mind taking a photo of me?
Sure. Not a problem. Which way do you want to stand?
I'll just
Not
stand.
too close to the edge.
No, definitely not.
Oh, just enough there. It
Maybe
scared
there?
me. Yeah. Move a bit, darling, so you can get the view there.
Here we go.
Good. Thank you very much. So many selfies you can actually do.
And then you.
That
Not
puts the
good.
prawns up and then it goes through a grading system, which is all mechanical these days, through putting them through grids, which will determine the size, and of course the grading is based on a count per pound of fish. So obviously the bigger the fish, the less smaller the count, the smaller the fish, the bigger the count. So prawn nets lying on there.
See, you just dump it.
This boat on the end here, this is works on one of the mussel farms.
Muscle.
They farm the blue mussels out behind Boston Island there. Those big black boys, they have a sort of hairy rope sort of strung between them with vertical ropes on them. The blue mussels spat attaches to that. They grow, then they strip them off, then they re-rope, so they'll grow out to a shell that's probably about 75 millimetres long. So if you ever had blue mussels, that's roughly about the size of the shell.
It's quite pretty, eh?
Another prawn boat tied up here.
It's very pretty.
There's a woman there.
Port Lincoln Marina Tavern there. You can see the mast for the pleasure craft, so that's the pleasure craft marina. Obviously people have got waterfront residential area, they've got their own berth and everything out the front. Over by the palm tree you can see a bit of a sculpture there. That's a little fisherman's memorial. So for anybody who's lost their life involved in any of the fisheries around Eyre Peninsula, they're remembered there in that little memorial. Back in the 1960s, early 1960s, when they were polling for tuna, there were 2 complete tuna boats disappeared. No signs of crew, any signs of the boat or anything. Nobody really knows what happened. I suspect what happened is they just had a few too many fish on board. Either now of course timber boats in those days. So whether the hull failed and they just went straight to the bottom, or they got hit with a big swell or something. Nobody really knows, but two boats were the Lincoln Star and the Smarter. One of the boats, the crew in those days was probably about 12 to 14 men on the boats. About half of them did the poling out of nets over the back of the boat, the rest worked on the deck and so on. And about half the crew of one of those, they lost about, I think it was about 5 or 6 members of that family.
Wow.
Depending on the size of the block, but still working on more blocks out to the left hand side. You got Woolies and Coles down here. Opposite Woolworths, a few little specialty shops, cafe. The actual shuttle bus runs from down there. There's a little market just the other side of that church and in the church there. But to buy the tickets, just buy them here by the RSL. Get out the town of Port Lincoln. It was actually proposed as a side, would have had to bring water in, whatever. Had an advantage with the natural harbour. Officially flooded in about 1986. So quite a lot of work to put in the canals and everything, and obviously start building the residential accommodation with waterfront.
You know.
So this is all the commercial fishing fleet. A little bit depleted at the moment. Some of the tuna boats would be out tuna fishing with the booms up the sides. They're prawn fishing boats. Some cray fishing boats down there as well. A few little pleasure craft there as well. But yeah, it looks like quite a lot of the tuna boats have left since I was even here last week. So the tuna fishing, of course, is on quotas. So they may have prepared to go prawn fishing, doing a few repairs on the nets there. So the prawn fishery, probably one of the best managed prawn fisheries, definitely in Australia, if not the world. When they first started prawning here in the sort of late 90s, and what they do is fisheries department hire a couple of the prawn trawlers. They go out into Spencer Gulf. They do some trial trawls, look at the fish size, the counts and so on, and 5 nights, maybe 10 nights. And they probably turn over about $1 million in prawns every night. So the catch probably amounts to about $1 million every night. So they turn over, the prawn fishery is worth about $30 million. So the majority of the boats you can see in here are prawn vessels as well. A few that are, sort of deal with the tuna nets. A couple of cray fishing boats here.
Prawn wharf.
Shooting Star down here. There's a cray boat. And the cray season, is a little bit different now. Used to be from the 1st of November through to the 31st of May. Well, now they're on quotas. And as I said, a lot of the licences have been bought by investors, and they lease out the pots to the guys who own boats and so on. And so they can essentially go and fish anytime they like, so long as they don't exceed their quota, which is roughly about 9,000 kilos per licence. So these are all prawn boats here. See on the back of this one here, those tables with the grills in them, that's the sorting table. When the purse seining boat net comes in, those booms out to the side will swing out and they tow the net, pull the net in, and they dump all the catch on those tables.
Yes, please.
Ayan, mga amiga na ko, no? Dito ang aming last stop sa Winters
Clean.
Hill, mga
That
higala,
lifts the
no?
prawns up
So,
and
maraming
it goes through a
salamat
grading
dahil
system, which is
subscribe
again
and
is
follow
all
my YouTube
mechanical
channel.
these days.